to go for it again. It may not have worked for them game one, but the Cheshire
what I say,
Necrophos
start of the day. It's the cycle. TI7, this is the meta, this is the patch. AA Necro, you cast the scythe, drop the hammer, the W, whatever that spell's called, Ice Vortex.
Okay. So is it a winning lineup? You've got a lot of playmaking still. You got a decent amount of control. So I feel like whenever I see Necrophos, I'm like a little bit leery. Do you have enough stuns? They certainly do.
Yeah.
Puck, Wraith King, Tusk.
Yeah, I mean, I feel especially after that second game loss, I think Unique maybe looking a little too shaky for me.
Yeah.
No, I feel it's kind of hard to go with them. I did think that second game draft should have had a lot better of a chance than they were able to show that it did. And this game with this lineup, I think that they are going to be able to put enough pressure on. And I think that it's going to be a totally different game for the Wraith King in comparison to what he was able to achieve last game, in the first game. This time around, I don't think they're going to be able to kill him twice very easily. He's going to have a lot of backup.
It's, I think the most even draft, it'll be tough. I lean Unique just because I think that their lineup is a lot more forgiving. Avoids, like, they have the taxi out if necessary. They stay out too late. Then you have double spirit with a life stealer who can hop in.
There is a puck. That Dream Core is going to be annoying for these spirits.
Yes, but it's the same. You know, he's playing into an Underlord. There's going to be a very early pipe. I think the damage reduction from Unique and damage mitigation avoidance is going to prove too powerful.
Sounds like a matchup where the mids are going to be super important here, right? Because either one could have a super hard game, one way or the other. Yeah. Okay, well, that's the storyline we're going to go with here for this draft number 3. But what happens inside the game, that's entirely up to the players. And our lovely Moxie and Cloud.
Well, we get 2 different drafts this time around, and it feels like this time they're a lot more even. Are you leaning one way or the other here, Fog, though?
It really just popped up right in the middle of my screen, and the only one that I don't really like too much on the side of Winstrike. That AA coming up right in the middle of the draft. I'm curious to see what they're going to do with it, really, because I didn't see a reason. Usually it's because you see, like, your Morphling, your Necrophos, these big heals that are going to be coming out. He didn't see anything. The only things he saw was, like, what? Void Spirit, Earth Spirit, and Grimstroke when they picked it up. So I'm curious as to see why they did and what they're going to be able to do with it. I think it's really just about that full-out aggression. Winstrike maybe feeling themselves a little bit. And yeah, I'm wondering if it is going to end up working out. You know, the Necrophos didn't end up working out the best the last time, and he is playing into a lot of silences, a lot of magic damage too. Wondering how it's going to end up all going together, as it's not traditional for your initiation. So I feel like a lot of the game on Winstrike is going to be on Rebel's shoulders. However, he had such a good puck performance that, you know, maybe that can be pretty okay.
Yeah, but I would argue that one of the reasons why Rebel had such a nice game is because of the fact that he was able to pair up with Cheshire Cat and make a lot of these plays. And this time around, it's a lot more on his shoulders. Not so much, you know, you don't have that really nice ability where you can have a Slardar just jump in with the Slithering Crush and open up the doors for you. You've got to find these things. You've got to search for them yourself. And there's only so much that a Tusk can really do. It's a great skirmisher, though. It's going to be able to make things happen, but you also have very mobile heroes over on the side of Unique in the form of the Spirit Brothers.
The battle absolutely true. Begins. And in the game when he's Puck, you know, he's playing versus Doom and some other heroes with some wind-up, right? They've got some decent wind-up people to catch him. There's some just built-in silences. Grimstroke, you know, that one's a little bit of a wind-up. Puck can play around it, but Earth Spirit, it's almost instant. Aether Remnant, also pretty disruptive. And later on, if FN gets to the points where he gets like Aghanims and stuff, the game can get a lot harder. And yeah, it's Rebel alone, right? He doesn't have the backup of a Slardar jumping in with him. It's going to take way more time for a Tusk to get that type of blink. So yeah, we'll see how it all ends up happening. As it's a tri-lane. So I guess that's the idea with the AA. They want to be extremely aggressive with this and just then switch it up, just get a good start, Cheshire. But nope, they move.
I think it's just going to be very, very scary for the side of Winstrike, just because, you know, again, you do have a, you know, it's a position 5 Grimstroke. He's not going to be getting that shard super, super fast, but it's definitely something that they have to really be mindful of when you consider the fact that, you know, Slayer is going to be staying so far back, and he's got the capability to just throw this nice stun out over onto, you know, any one of those heroes that are very, very mobile. You know, some skirmishing here in the top lane. They are going to be able to snipe a courier, though, so that feels pretty nice. See the taunt coming out from Pantomime. Yeah.
I'm really worried. Like this, the AA Wraith King. Okay, that's also the other thing, right? AA Wraith King. This is a tried and tested combo, so I guess that's the other reason that they did go for it. They just wanted to have a strong lane up here, but I actually quite like this Underlord and Earth Spirit versus the AA and Wraith King. They're just gonna have to pull the waves a little bit like that, but if this Underlord's able to get good farm and he gets a good timing on the pipe, like Kyle was suggesting, it's an excellent pipe here. Necrophos, AA, Puck, you can counteract so much of the damage that's coming in.
Yeah, I just don't see how they take him out, like, as the game gets later and later once he does pick up those items, because he's going to be so incredibly tanky.
It's going to be difficult for sure. They're going to have to throw quite a lot of spells on him, but at least they do have ways to take out tanky heroes. Ice Vortex plus a Necro Reaper Scythe can definitely just remove him.
But is that necessarily who you want to be using that on, though? Because, you know, the lockdown is a little bit light coming out from the side of Winstrike as well.
It might be necessary, right? Just to remove that pipe aura, because then you have so much. Because eventually he will go for that. He will have that. You might just have to go for that type of target. And even ulting on Lifestealer is going to be hard. Void Spirit can be a pretty elusive hero to play around. So there's still 2 targets that he probably just it's mostly Void Spirit and the Lifestealer is just tough to set up on.
All right, now got Rebel just a little bit further ahead here from FN. That's about to be expected, though, with the Puck again being ranged and also having some very nice base attack damage here to harass with.
Great matchup, yeah. Rebel should have a very good start into that mid game. However, as you said, you know, the silences, they're gonna come into play. That Earth Spirit, we're gonna have to watch how much Bignum can do to cripple Rebel's game inside of the midst of all this. And just looking at lanes, you know, Palantimos, he's struggling a little bit down bottom. Necrophos and Tusk hitting him. Like, just the harassment that comes into play. Just Necrophos versus these strength heroes is quite annoying.
Yeah, and there's only so much a Slayer can really do here. He has to be careful that he doesn't get out of position, because if he does, it's just a very easy sort of kill here. Top lane, the roll doesn't quite connect, but we'll push Duracho apart a little bit as Palantimos was trying to make some plays here over onto Cheshire Cat with that Inkswell, but immediately rages up, just backs off. He doesn't want to hard commit to this.
Has to be careful. Every time tag team's used, that's why he skilled Rage, just to be able to protect himself versus it, rather than having the Ghoul Frenzy. So it's more of a defensive approach, which I feel like actually hurts the lane. If you have Grimstroke, who wants to be more aggressive. Now Palantimos is more of a passive kind of style in this build.
Duracha has just been able to dodge all of these rolls each time. Not getting as much as they really would like out of that top lane, but
no.
I'm sure that the Wraith King is feeling pretty happy about the fact that this lane's going a lot better than the previous lane against Unique.
Just such interesting starting items too on Phantom, and I don't know. He's like starting to no build up on the AA, the 5 position. They're gonna try a Ghost Stick, but he's so tanky.
He is indeed. In fact, they are gonna have to pop those stick charges over on the Wraith King, and they're just gonna turn right back around again and just continue to farm up.
This will be a slow start for Duracio in comparison to the other game where he was playing Wraith King. Catch back up. That's the thing about AA. You have kill combo in your lane if you reverse is something that's actually killable because of the hold feed plus the stun, but Underlord is not killable.
No, I think you really would have to go after the Earth Spirit if you have any hope of actually grabbing anyone in that lane. And
a prize.
The positioning has just been very nice coming out from him, so it's going to be difficult to find it. Again, they just keep trying to make these plays over onto Ghost Stick, but he's so tanky. They get hit back here by Bignum. Some body blocks coming out as well. Ghost Stick, he is sitting a little bit low this time. Are they going to be able to get the final hit off? No, they're going to have to back off. Again, he's still alive and kicking in the bottom lane. It's the Inkswell will proc here on Slayer. He goes, he uses the Fairy Fire, uses the stick charges. Is he actually going to make it out alive? No, the shards at the last second will be able to get the first blood.
Who wants to be second?
Very nicely done, Slayer. As you said, you know, has to be very careful of his positioning. He steps up just a bit too far, I believe, to put down this Sentry Ward. Taken out because of it. He will block the camp for the further pulls to prevent them, but doesn't play with his life. Top, let's see, Ghost Stick. He brings himself a salve, so he's gonna be able to counteract a lot of that aggression that was coming out, as we did see, you know, Winstrike. They used a lot of mana to try to kill him before. I think it was what, 2 sets of cold feet and 2 sets of chilling.
Under attack.
Yeah, they've got enough damage to take down Cheshire Cat. Snowball will connect over to Palantimos in a moment. And there's the roll coming out now as We have a rotation from Bignum. This is looking like a dead Yamich as well. Couple more hits, couple body blocks. The Shards are trying pretty hard. He's still alive. He's sidestepping, but eventually will go down to Bignum.
Your snowball
Good
was
move
no
from Bignum.
match
I like that he
for my
actually comes down here at the 6-minute mark, leaving the
Dyer's
Underlord alone.
middle
Ghostic
tower
has to
is
be
not
careful,
what
but
it
he picks
used to
himself up
be.
under and chucks.
That is for
This is
certain.
nice, though. We do get the haste rune that's picked up on FN. He's going to hunt through the jungle, see if he can find any stacks or anything like that. Any stragglers, perhaps, but...
Okay. Nice deep ward. He knows Wraith King's gonna eventually go into the jungle here, so potentially they could catch him off guard. He is low. They're also spotting out if there were any stacks. None
Did you
actually at
think
the
it
moment.
was yours?
Winstrike still 1k ahead though, off of this laning start. Puck having such a good start. Getting that first blood, of course.
I do
That he
not
did force FN to go walk all the way home earlier on, so gives
Yeah.
them a little bit more of an advantage, and exactly what they need over on the side of Winstrike is for this puck to pop off. So all eyes on Rebel. Had a great game in game number 2, and he's hoping he can repeat it.
Look at this bottom FN, this haste rune, Cheshire Cat. He's very vulnerable. No points in the Ghost Shroud either, as it's all magic damage anyway.
He's going for a bit of a dive here. That's what's Jared. But look at the teleports that they immediately call out. Puck was thinking about TPing. Will cancel. And the top lane, though, this is not looking great for Ghostic, as he eventually does fall now that he doesn't have anyone there to help protect him and give him the little kick out in case.
And the power of the AA. It's just about that lane, that extra control damage. And he even completed the null. Actually kind of funny to point out. Any extra damage or extra mana? Sure, why not? Not your traditional 5 stuff, but works out for Phantom this time as 2k gold advantage now for Winstrike off of that one.
I do like the way that they immediately identify, okay, we can see, you know, how many heroes down here in this other lane. That means that this hero is all alone. Quick, let's make something happen. I love that. I love seeing that efficiency and that aggression.
Yeah. I actually, I don't, you know, I'm a little concerned still because of this AA overall in the game, because I feel like they might lack some type of follow-ups in lockdown, because it's like AA 5 Necro as your offlaner, so it's like a lot is reliant on the puck to make all these
Radiant's
plays.
middle tower
Right
is
now it's
under
working.
attack.
And you know, I'm glad that they can at least just go for aggression. They're confident enough to just go for aggression because of how these last few games have gone.
You have to be careful. They know that Palantimos is alone. He's got the rage available if necessary, but the shards will come through. They're trying to body block. Again, he has that infest up, though, so he'll pop into a creep and wait patiently here. Over the side, but there's a step forward. It's a snowball coming in hot. He's just waiting patiently in front of the Astral, so pop out, and FN collects himself a kill.
That's a fast snowball that he casted too, damn. But yeah, still gonna get brought down with that Aether Remnant. Wraith King now gonna go to jungle. They're gonna give AA the lane, so a fast level 6 coming up on the AA. That could be really nice.
Tower
They have
is
good ways to
under
combo it
attack.
with the puck too. And that could be really good for their attempts at aggression, especially onto this Void Spirit. That extra little bit of damage might be everything.
Again, I really like that they placed this deep ward into the dire jungle, but you can see now that he's walked out, he's gonna go see if he can collect himself the bounty rune here, which has been left.
I love it.
Dyer's
And now-
bottom
Joe gets it,
tower
and now you can
is
maybe make him
taking
play onto
many
Ghostic.
Yeah.
wounds.
He is gonna get 6 off of this wave, so maybe waits till that 6 does hit.
No mana over here on Ghostic at all. He's gonna move back. And there is a little battle here in the mid lane. They'd like to pressure this tower. That the supports are sticking behind over on both sides.
Level 6 AA. They're playing around the ruins, so 25 seconds until that next one will come out. If they can catch anybody. A coil onto anybody will be a kill now with AA. They have ward vision of Ghostic. That's going to be the target, perhaps.
They're
Or maybe
hoping-
FN.
Yeah, I think they really would like to get FN if possible. He's very far forward here, so the Dream Coil is going to come out. They'll follow up with the Snowball, with the Ice Blast, and that is a very dead FN, but they're going to try to follow up here. They have those shards, trying to find enough hits over onto Rabel. Not going to be able to quite get it off, as again, Cheshire Cat teleporting over to the mid lane. Palantimos is here as well. A lot of action over in the mid lane as Ghostic is forced to just teleport away, and we do get a pause.
And we do get the same farm for Duracho, even though at first it looked a little weird for him up top. The pressure was coming out. He's now level 8. He's got level 3 skeletons. He actually forces Ghostic out of lane by himself as they make an aggressive move mid. Everything's working for Winstrike, so that aggressive picks that they've gone for are absolutely working, and I'm loving the way that they're moving around. They're not really giving unique much breathing room on the map at all. The Wraith King being able to push that Underlord out of top is pretty huge. I think Ghostic might just rift back up to continue defending it, but that's the fact that your one position is able to force out an off lane and give this to your supports. That's huge. A nice D ward they're gonna get. Two supports moving together, playing around their puck. Mid though.
Yep, they'd be able to go and find a kill on Cheshire Cat over there. So a nice, quick little pick off again. Seeing that the supports are moving around a little bit opens the door
Puny Radiant
for pick
hides
off
behind their
potential.
fortifications. Radiant's bottom tower is under
And the
attack.
pressure's on here in the top lane. They've already rotated Palantimos up top. They want to be able to take down this tier 1. Again, like you said, Fog, they're going to want to farm up over on the Wraith King. And if they can take away those access points into the Dire jungle, it makes things a lot easier.
Yeah, it's a tough game state right now for Unique though, because they want to pressure towers, but it's really scary for them to do it without the Underlord. So I feel like they have to just play around Ghostic quite a lot right now in these next upcoming moments, because I think the puck in the AA will kill pretty much anybody, as we see in this replay here. It's an insta kill. Like this type of control and this type of damage this early on, it's massive. It's pre 10 minutes and that AA blast is online. So I don't think that Unique was expecting to get hit by that this early on.
It feels bad too because Palantimos made his own rotation to the mid lane and they weren't even able to collect any kills.
He's under attack.
Definitely feeling pretty good right now if you're Unique, or rather Winstrike. But Unique is going to be able to join up with the party wave here on top and take this tier 1 at the very least.
Heaven or hell.
But also at the same time, Rebel takes that bottom tower, so he's not looking to defend top, he's looking to make his own moves, their own aggression. That's the big thing. The puck in the AA, it's all aggression that they are going for, and they're even setting up for mid too.
Yeah, they want this Void Spirit.
Structures can take all the hurt.
They spotted the Grimstroke over there, but they have no interest. They would rather get FN. They've got the Ice Blast. They've got everything that they need for a good fight or just a fast hit and run, so to speak. The Slayer will get spotted out here, and they don't even need to use anything too wild. They've got an illusion run. They do enough damage, and just like that, this mid tower should go handily over to the side of Winstrike.
Radiant's middle tower
at
is
such an
under
early
attack.
time on these pucks. Like, you don't have to use coil to kill supports. It's just a silence and an orb and 2 right clicks and they're dead.
Yeah, they're going in. The Ice Blast should connect, and down goes Ghostic. Big Thumb not looking too healthy either. He'll be the next one to fall.
Radiant's middle tower is
When the
under
Dream Coil
attack.
gets used, they manage to find the Void Spirit over here on the side. Yules buys a little bit more time. They're not going to be able to immediately stun him. But Palantimos walks into everyone here. That is not what he wants to do. Is going to have to hitch a ride here on Slayer and just run for his life.
The
They're
red
just getting
mist
ran through right
spreads
now, though.
at
Winstrike
Radiant's
just
middle
diving
tower.
past the tower, not even losing like the Wraith King ult once, not losing a single hero. Now they're swinging toward top 2. This is Winstrike just winning in every essence of it, as they also find a courier from Slayer around that secret shot.
That does not
And just firm
actually
grasp in this
cry.
game right now. 5k gold advantage, another D ward coming out from Pantomime.
I mean, they're just running at them. What can they do? Okay, perhaps they can pick this off here, but again, the rest of the team, they immediately show up, and Drachia looking for any sort of opening, anyone that they can catch with those ice shards. Not gonna be able to quite find it, but look at them. Just the way that they run at the side of Unique. It does look like they will be able to go and grab Slayer. That is position 5, so, you know, if anyone's got to go down on the side of Unique, you're happy it's that guy, but how do you run from this?
They're just getting ran over, and now it's like, the thing is, they're not able to fight even when Coil's down. Now Coil's back up, so now FN has to be super careful the entire time that this Coil is available. This is just really heads up move from Winstrike. Unique is not prepared for this aggression at all. And we said, like, I feel like Bignum has to really step it up this game to be the guy to go in, the guy to start stuff, to kind of break up this aggression that's coming out from Winstrike, because it's starting to get too overwhelming. This Wraith King's going to start farming way faster than Lifestealer. See, I mean, just the nature of the hero. It's going to have Radiance at a very fast point in this game too, and there's not really any moves that Unique can make around the map themselves. This is a big concern.
They might be able to find the Necrophos over here. In fact, step forward, drop the Revenant, wait patiently, roll on in, Inkslow, but a big old Ice Blast coming in hot. Won't land on 2 of them. Unfortunately, they don't have a way to quite grab them here on the side of Winstrike. No blink available, obviously. Does have just maybe enough here to throw out that Wraith Fire Blast. It doesn't have any steps left to slow down again. Coming out here with the Vortex, the roll forward coming out from Bignum. He's trying to buy a little bit more time. FN actually going to survive this. They don't have the vision on him. He's going to be able to probably walk away. Yes, he just teleports out. Bignum is going to have to be the sacrifice, but he sacrifices his life to get his core out, and that's the best that they can hope for in that instance, because someone had to die there.
Yeah, they really did. Someone had to, and it's really just running is the name of the game. It feels like from Unique. They get Cheshire Cat, who is, I mean, I feel like Cheshire Cat kind of gifted that one. He's away from his team just farming a jungle camp, caught off guard. But as soon as the rest of the team shows up, it's full retreat. Unique. He didn't just be unable to battle versus heavy aggression. FN is walking back to base, full HP, full mana.
Why?
Just scared. They're so scared of all these plays.
And look at these wards too. Look at this. The second that they step out of that base to try to get a simple D ward, and Slayer's just offering himself up to the king. He lets the boys finish him off.
Okay. Wow. I think it's crumbling.
Ghostic is just stuck over here in the corner. He's going to try to Dark Rift out, and I don't believe they have enough damage to kill him before he just... Oh, the sight! No, they do! They absolutely do.
Actually, this is a disaster. Unique is just full out crumbling all over the place. Winstrike, every game, even the game they lost, I think they were winning the Vision Wars. This one, they were crushing it.
You're just baiting, it feels like, the entire time. Even with, like, even just the vision.
Dire's middle tower
You
is
saw that.
under
Bignum
attack.
tried to step outside the base just to get the D ward, and immediately everybody just collapsed. All right, double damage does get picked up. He'll dodge very nicely here from Dracho, but it definitely feels very scary for him right now. Palantimo's trying the best he can. He's trying to shove out these waves. But look at the way that Winstrike is just circling around in the jungle. They know that somebody's going to be down here. Ward gets dropped by Slayer, and they see
They're
it.
getting way more of the map. Yeah. And another, like, I actually want to say that's, I don't know, I think that's like 6 or 7 D wards coming out from Phantom as well as Yamich. They are just absolutely crushing it on these two supports this game.
Got some very interesting warding spots. I'm definitely going to go back and watch this myself as a support player, because I'm really enjoying the way that they're positioning them. There was like a little cheeky one over at the, because again, you know, the map has changed. There's a lot more of these little spaces that we're seeing.
These wards behind towers, like if you're just neglecting the high grounds, I've seen now 2 or 3 times now where Winstrike puts a ward behind a tower and it gets them just so much info. This time, it got dewarded. I think they denied it. And it looks like Unique trying to make their own aggressive move, but they can't.
I don't think they realize just who else is waiting behind. Yeah, the Dream Coil is going to get used over onto FN and immediately snaps, and he has that double damage. He wanted to be the aggressor here, Fog, but the rest of the team hot in pursuit. They need the vision, though. Do they have the shards? Now at the last second, they'll be able to teleport on out.
Space for Palantimos, that's what they would say. But at the same time, too, Winstrike would be like, well, we've got a Radiance already on our Wraith King.
They do indeed, and they have a creep wave pushing in on 2 different areas here, and looks like they probably will be putting some pressure on this bottom tower very soon.
This Wraith King is going to slaughter everybody. He has 5,000 net worth over the Underlord.
Bignum? Oh, Bignum. You wanted to try to make a play here with that Inkspall on him. FN throwing out the Astral. Will drag back over onto the test. Bignum rolling in. Does get the Magnetize off of the rest of the team, as they'll just jump in. The follow-up is here as the sight comes through. Bignum will fall. Damage still alive after being initiated on. And on the back line, FN, he just doesn't have any way to get out of here.
To nothingness.
No hopes of fighting.
No.
They can't take a fight at all. Like even the small heals coming out from Chester Cat, I can't believe not even the Tusk ends up dying. He's the one who gets initiated on from Bignum, and all of the spells from the side of Unique. Winstrike just tanks through it.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
It's just looking way too scary for the side of Unique, and they're just always hunting. They're always moving together.
Radiant's bottom tower
And they're just
has
applying
fallen.
such firm
Tend to
pressure
your
on this
wounded
game
or
that
put
Unique,
them
they
out
just,
of their misery.
I don't think they know exactly what to do here.
No, I feel like Winstrike overall in this series have just absolutely proved it to me that they're the better team overall in the macro game. Like the way that they've been controlling the map, actually all 3 games, even the game that they
Radiant's middle
lost, I
tower
think it was
is
just
under
a draft
attack.
mistake. It was just a morphin that they could not address. This game, in the
Dire's
last one, they've just looked so hot the way they're playing together as a team. playing around vision and just playing these pressure points.
FN walks directly into Yamich and Pentaman. Look at just the way that they move together, though. I love this.
It's all grouped. They know that they can't do anything alone. The Tusk and the
Radiant's
AA are
middle
always
tower
together.
is under
Both of
attack.
these ways.
All right, Deracho is putting pressure on the mid tower, waiting for the creeps to show up. He's got those boys to help
Radiant's
tank.
middle tower is under
This is
attack.
a mid tower that's not long for this world.
Dyer's top
And he's going to be
tower
buffed up
is
the entire
under
game too.
attack.
Not to mention the Ice Vortex with the Radiance, you know, that little extra
Reds
damage that'll be
and
coming in.
Radiant's middle
He's going to have
tower.
Solar Crest very soon on Yamich, so he's going to be a lot stronger in the fights than
Radiant's middle
Palantimos,
tower has
who
fallen.
Solar Crest is
It
nowhere
could
near on
be
the menu.
worse.
Nobody on his team is going to be
Or
able to build
could it?
that one up. So it's going to be a really
Dyer's
uphill
top
battle for
tower
this
is
Light
under
Stealer, who
attack.
already has been having a very uphill battle.
Target unknown. The sword arm likes to sweep.
Well, looks like
Dyer's
they've
bottom
taken
tower
all of
is
the
under
outer
attack.
towers over on the side of Winstrike here, and now they've got their eyes possibly on this top lane.
Dyer's bottom tower is under
He's finished
attack.
up. At
God, look at
least on
Teracho
Ghostic.
just running at FN. You see that?
Look how tanky he
Dyer's
is.
bottom
2300
tower is under
HP with the
attack.
armor. Like, unless he's 5v1, he's not gonna die. And now they've got a good opportunity for Roche since they pushed in that mid lane. They're gonna start it and force
Dyer's
you
bottom tower is
All right, so how do they
taking
approach this
many
Roche
wounds.
fight? How do they contest this? Can they
I
contest
don't
this?
think they can. I
Radiant's
actually
top
just really do
tower
not
is
think
under
they can go
attack.
here.
Dyer's bottom tower is
Definitely
under
feels
attack.
bad, but they're trying to push out here in the bottom lane. Looks like they're going to make the moves towards the pit. They're not going to make it in time.
Is taking Roche out of the Dyer's.
Yeah, look at that immediate smoke.
Top tower has fallen. Radiant found the
They're looking for that
weakness in Dyer's
perfect angle
bottom
for this
tower.
fight.
It turns
And look
out
at the way
if you
that,
hit it enough, it will fall.
Unique immediately Delta split. They get out of the area. They're like, all right, well, let's get some farm at the very least, boys, before we have to teleport home in high ground.
Yep. They do have, like I mentioned, they do have the pipe on Ghostic. It's finished up, so a lot of that damage will be negated, but now the items have all started rolling in so much.
Oh, Ghostic. Ghostic takes a step too far out of that base, and he is just dead.
Radiant's
So
top
that's some
tower
of their
is under
beautiful
attack.
wave clear.
Dyer's bottom
The high
tower
ground
is under
defense. He's
attack.
actually pretty much the whole high ground defense. They have the stroke at least for Slayer,
Radiant's
but
top
I was
they
about to
really
say.
need that Underlord.
Are you
That's
going
pretty much the
to
only
do
thing that
something?
they
Is
have
under
besides
attack.
the
Radiant's top tower is under
Firestorm here.
attack.
So, yep. Winstrike just walking right on into the base. Another 12 seconds before the Underlord's back up again.
Axe observes carnage underway at Radiant's
Solar
top
Crest onto
tower.
Deracho, so he just destroys his tower that
Dyer's
much
bottom
quicker.
tower is taking many wounds.
Smoke over on the side of
Radiant's
Unique. They're
top
hoping to find a
tower
good
is
angle
under
here.
attack.
Slayer wrapping around. Got Bignum with him.
Radiant's top tower
Gonna maybe pick off someone.
If Axe was a tower,
Aegis still.
he would never fall.
Yeah, he's just standing very forward here. Smoke will break. Immediately taunt back over onto the Tusk. Bignum, okay, gets the Magnetize off. Backline Rebel though poking away. Bignum, he's taking a lot of damage. He is going to fall. Yamich though, oh, he barely gets taken down. Deracho is just running at everyone. Takes down Palantimos. Is just gonna chase after this Underlord who just came back to life now. And he's down.
Sounds of begging are coming
Just
from
trying to cut
Radiant's
some
top
weird waves in
barracks.
the meantime while the push is happening. But Catapult is still alive, so the
Radiant's
racks
top
will go down in the
barracks
wrapper.
are under
They barely even
How
kill
long
the
can
Tusk.
this go
He
on?
does not
Barracks
have all in the
have
combo, and
fallen.
everyone on
That was
Winstrike is
not
able to cast their spells freely from that point.
Radiant's top barracks
I'm so
have fallen.
surprised. Yeah,
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Now, when your Grimstroke is your only hope of being able to just push out these waves right now, because you know that he cannot be there because they're just going to jump on him. Like, that feels so bad.
Yeah, by the time that your Underlord got his pipe for you to counteract the magic damage
The red
on the side of
mist
Winstrike,
spreads
Cheshire
and
Cat has a pipe
Radiant's
himself.
middle tower
Your bit of
falls.
damage, your bit of magic
Axe's
that you did
middle
have on
finger
Unique
rises.
completely gone, completely negated as Winstrike
Middle barracks
cleaning up
have
the game.
fallen. You're in.
Deracho here, he just doesn't seem to care. He's just going to continue to hit the buildings. He knows the rest of the team will keep him. Oh, look at that Dream Coil on 3 over on the back line. So they're focusing down the racing, but he's going to be absolutely fine. The Ice Blast connecting over on the side, rolling forward over onto Bignum. Palantimos just taking too much damage. Deracho does have to be careful. He's got to toggle carefully here as Bignum's a little bit off the mark. Rebel, he's going to be able to go. They take down the Aegis, but this Wraith King still alive and kicking. Still has the reincarnation. Is not afraid of anything right now. GG's get called. Winstrike, you know, they started in the lower division this season. They're up in the upper, and boy, they look good. They definitely belong here.
Yeah, these last two games, I think it really proved that that first game was just an outdraft. aggressive style, even in that first game, it almost won them the game. Playing super, super confident.
There was a thing in the woods. But once a year, it left the woods to feast on us. Then one year, out of the woods came